Welcome to Ready to be Romanced. I'm Torry.
And I'm Jen.
And today we're discussing
My
My
life with
Life
the
with the
Walter
Walter
Boys.
Boys. I am so excited to talk about this. Jen, welcome to the pod. I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you.
Tell the listeners how we met and a little bit about yourself.
Okay, where to start with that?
Yeah, literally.
I guess we'll start. I'm 28. I'm also from Canada, but in Ottawa, so far away from Torry, unfortunately. There's really not much to say about me. I work and then I come home and I spend time with my dog and cats and I read. How we met, now that it gets a little complicated because we met online, I guess is the simplest way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we met playing orgs. If you don't know what that is, it's a form of online reality game for another common interest that we have called Survivor, the TV show, where you I guess organize the games and play with a bunch of randoms on the internet. And I hosted or helped host a game that recruited Tori to play.
Mm-hmm.
And it all stems from that. That was what, 20?
That was 2019.
Oh God, okay.
No. Well, it was December.
It was
December 2019 when you recruited me, but then it
yeah.
started in January 2020, so 4 years
Yeah.
ago, which is so
Yeah.
wild. And I've had a bunch of other org players or people that I've met on my other podcast, Ready to be Petty. But yeah, we have this common interest in reading. We have met in person. Well, twice now. I was going to say a bunch of times. I guess only twice. But we have met in person now. And also, I feel like people, maybe we're speaking to our audience because I feel like people that are really into books is a certain type of people. Let's just name it. Let's just put it out there.
Introverts, what up?
Yeah. And I feel like people wouldn't be as weirded out about meeting people online as, I don't know, other people, and how weirded out you should be, truly.
Yeah.
So how did you get into reading? Have you always been a reader?
Unfortunately, yes. I've always been the nerd of the group.
Yeah.
I remember in 8th grade, it was if you bring in all the books you read, I'll give you extra credit. And I showed up with my sack of 30 books, and she's like, "Oh, I can really only bump your mark up this much." And I was like, "It's whatever, it's fine." And yeah, it's kind of just stemmed from there. We've grown, our tastes have grown,
Mm-hmm.
even though I am still a 30-year-old teenager and enjoy my YA. But
Me too. Yeah, okay, just wait. So you read YA books, but your tastes have changed a bit. Do you you have read some romance novels. I bullied you into reading A Court of Thorns and Roses,
which I'm still making my way through.
It's
Tori's
been a year.
tastes okay, well, Tori's tastes are a little bit more advanced than mine, let's just say that. She's a little bit more adventurous when it comes to the romance novels.
Yeah.
Yeah, her Goodreads is something to behold, let's just say that.
I remember when we were in Mexico, May of 2023, and one of our mutual friends pulled up my Goodreads and started reading the title names, and I literally took his phone and was going to throw it off of the balcony.
Yeah, that same friend will call me up and be like, "What are you reading now?" And I'm like, "Oh, actually I haven't read anything lately because I just don't want to get into it."
Literally, one time I was at work and we were just checking in with my team and they're like, "Oh, what did you do this weekend?" I was like, "Oh, I stayed home, read a book," something like that. And then my boss was like, "What book?" And I was like, "Really?"
No, the trick is you always have one of those normal ones on backup, so you can just pull that out. And they're like, "What's it about?" And you're like, "Oh, cool, yeah, it's about this." And you seem totally normal.
Yeah, okay, I should do that. Oppenheimer, it's about the atomic bomb or whatever.
Yeah, you gotta have a safe backup.
Oh my god, that's so funny. In the romance novel genre, do you like any specific tropes or style of book?
I really like them all. For a while I was on a fantasy kick.
Me too.
But there's too many fairy stories.
Yeah.
I don't know why that's the go-to when it
Yeah.
comes to fantasy romance is
Yeah.
fairies, but whatever, I can get behind it. sometimes. I really like them all except two. Hate age gap. Like anytime I see like an age gap recommendation, I'm like, ugh.
Yeah.
Um, and I guess it's like it falls into like probably the same thing, but like best friend's like dad or best friend's mom or like
Yes,
whatever. I'm like,
yes.
not for me, sweetheart. Like
Yeah.
next.
I know it's like no judgment, but also like I just can't do that. I know, like I've read
Yeah.
ones like that too, like yeah, where it's like, or it's like the like bodyguard of like a 17-year-old or whatever, and I'm just like I can't. And then on our
Like I'm
18th
good with like,
birthday,
they're like, oh, age gap, but it's like 5 or less years. I'm like, okay,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
we can stretch
totally,
it. But anything
yeah.
that's like, oh, somebody's grandpa, and I'm like, oh, we went too far.
Yeah, 100%. Okay, so today, as you all know, we are discussing My Life with the Walter Boys, and we want to give a spoiler warning out front that we will be discussing that book and its TV series. It was made into a Netflix series. There's one season out, 10 episodes, really fun watch, but we won't spoil anything that comes after that, which we don't have too much tea because it is currently a standalone book, but it is going to be a sequel, and we do have a little bit of things to discuss about that. But yeah, basically no spoilers outside of the TV show and the book. So it was written by Ali Novak. She published it on November 11th, 2014. It's a Wattpad original, which you gotta love. And it stars a 16-year-old girl who is forced to move to rural Colorado. She's from New York because her parents and her sister Lucy die in a tragic car crash. The book starts 3 months after the car crash. At the time, she's like staying with her uncle Richard in New York, but because he's like a busy businessman, it's not working out, and he tells her that she's moving to Colorado. Do you like this premise? The whole family dies.
Okay, first of all, I have mixed reviews on this because her family dies in the car. She just has no other family.
No, I
Like
know.
that's
I know. I
no
know.
other immediate family, nothing. Like I was like,
Totally.
okay,
Totally.
sure. Honestly, but from like I want to say like a literary standpoint, because I
Mm-hmm.
know nothing about, I'm just here to enjoy the literature.
Yeah.
But like it is a good setup, obviously.
Yeah, it makes it easy. And so this trope comes a lot like up in books, like the dead parents and stuff like that. And it's like it makes it easy because
Forced
then
proximity.
yeah, yeah, like because like they don't have to include them or their storylines, and like I guess because the family that she moves into is comprised of 12 kids, like there's no more room for extra side characters. So like I guess it makes sense, but I just think that like I hate when books start off with a premise like this, because it's like if this happened, this girl would be like probably like she has survivor's guilt obviously, but like in real life it's like she'd probably be like in and out of the hospital, in heavy counseling, taking a break from
Oh yeah.
school, like on meds, like being watched all the time, whereas like she just like like
She's like, I spent a week in bed. I was inconsolable. I put on my chinos and my button down, and we're ready to go.
literally she's just like, okay, I'm good now. um and it does the book does touch on her survivor's guilt for sure, because we learned that she was like actually in the car when this happened. She has like frequent nightmares and stuff like that, but like in general she seems to be coping way better than anyone ever actually would be in real life. So she flies to Colorado, and she is staying with her mom's best friend, Catherine, who owns like a ranch and houses 12 kids. 10 of those kids are her own kids. They're all blonde. And then she has two nephews that also live with her. So there's Will, who's 21. He's in college and engaged to his high school sweetheart. Cole, who's 17. He's a senior at high school and into cars. He also used to play football. His twin, Danny, who's also 17, who's head of the theater club. Isaac, 16, he's obsessed with girls. He's one of the nephews. And Lee, who's 15, he's a skater, also one of the nephews. Then there's Alex, who's 16, who's into video games. like Jesus Christ. Like Nathan, who's 14 and is a musician and has epilepsy, which we hear about in the book. Jack and Jordan, who are 12 years old and twins, very into like videotaping everything. Parker, who's into tackle football, and Zach and Benny, who are 5 years old and twins. It's too much. It's too much. I really, and like half of them are twins. I really think it should have just been like literally Danny, Cole, twins, Jack and Jordan, twins, Zach and Benny, twins. Like, this is just not fair to Catherine. So I just think that they should have slimmed it down to like My Life with the Walter Boys, the 5 of them or something. Like,
right. Cheaper by the Dozen was already made.
Literally, which I feel like this author, Ali Novak, is a Hilary Duff fan, because this is very reminiscent of Cheaper by the Dozen. And then Jackie, the main character, wants to go to Princeton, which is very a Cinderella story.
Princeton girl?
Yeah, literally she's Princeton girl. Like, so the general book is about Walter family hijinks and how Jackie fits into that. So we get to, you know, like see fun stories about Jackie connecting with each of the Walter kids. Also, it's so unfair to Parker because they always say Walter boys, Walter boys, Walter boys. And it's like,
there's actually a girl.
Yeah. And she's a pick-me and I'm kind of a misogynist, but that's probably because she's been referred to as a Walter boy for her, you know, 9 years of existence. So when Jackie is introduced to the Walter boys, they're all fucking dicks to her. Like, I actually felt so bad because Catherine and George, I feel like, are really good parents and really kind. That came through in the book and in the TV show.
Yeah.
But like the boys and Parker have a little bit of fucking toot on them.
Oh, not a little bit. A lot. And even like, it's not just like when they met her, it's like in Cole's interactions with her, it's like 1 minute he's like super nice and romantic, and the other times he's like a huge fuckboy, and then he's like, but I did all these things for you.
Oh my god, I
yeah, but
hate
you're also a
him.
jackass, so like they don't like cancel each other out.
100%.
And maybe this is like, you know, because they all are boys, and except for Parker, but she like takes after them.
Yeah.
Even though they're like 20, well, Will apparently is like mature beyond his years, but all the other ones are like actually just 5 years old.
Yeah, and that's probably because you have 12 kids, and they, even though Catherine and George are doing their best, can't probably give adequate attention to their fucking kids. But yeah, you can tell that like they're close, but there's like some dynamics. They play night games, which I thought was really fun, like kick the can and stuff like that, and like ghosts in the graveyard. It felt like how I grew up, so I was like, oh, that's really cute. They have a pact where they don't tattle on each other.
It felt like how I grew up as well until I reached age 12.
Yeah, true. That's so true.
And then I'm not running around the street with my neighborhood kids at age 17 like,
that's so true. Like,
let's play tag.
Cole, yeah, you're right. Cole, literally, why are you playing this? And Danny, for that.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's just like so many people you like can't really keep up with them. Like Jackie can't, neither can I. And there's so many kids that like half of them aren't even really mentioned. Like literally didn't hear from Zach once in the book. So it's like, why didn't you just make it a singular brother?
I'm not sure he's even in the show.
No.
Just Benny.
Yes, we'll talk about that. They, I think they are like 1 or 2 kids less in the show, which I think was a good artistic decision. Yeah, there's a few hijinks that happens, like Isaac steals Jackie's towel and her clothes while she's in the shower. She has to like rip down the shower curtain to get back to her room. Something that Cole and Isaac had a bet about, that she wouldn't make it to school. Jackie and Nathan run in the morning, so there's like these moments where she's either at odds or connecting with one of the sibs. But she describes them all as hot, like right off the bat, and like describes their bodies in like vivid details. Like
there's a lot of abs in that family.
Yes, so many abs. And I guess it's
It's
because
like this 15-year-old, she's going running with Nathan, and she's like, oh my God, abs.
abs. And then
like,
she's like, sees Isaac
you're
eating breakfast, and she's
prepubescent,
like, abs. And then she
right.
sees Cole and stuff like that. Like, it's just so.
Pre-puberty, we're rocking the 8 abs. Just like.
Also, this girl, honestly, girl after my own heart, but it's like you can just tell, and I mean Ali, not Jackie. Like, she obviously was like into, like, I feel like it was very like Justin Bieber, or that's the type of guy that I'm picturing in my head when she describes this, is like a 2014 Justin Bieber.
True, I can see it. Long blonde hair swished over.
Exactly. So all the kids at their school treat the boys like they're the Cullen family. So, like, it's literally the scene where the Cullens walk into the cafeteria all wearing white, and Jessica's describing how everyone's obsessed with them, and, like, that's what the Walter boys are, which, like, to be honest, they are all basic bitches. Like, none of them, no offense, have, like, any super, like, redeeming qualities.
Yeah, and from someone who's never seen Twilight, I can still picture that like image in my head.
Yes.
Because we've seen it over and over again in like cool girl movies too, where they like walk down the hallway and everyone just like parts.
That's this.
These kids are literally like farm kids, like ranch hands.
No, they are poor farm kids. like
in their spare time, like helping around the ranch, probably in like some plaid flannel, and just like they barely have time to shower in the morning because there's so many of them.
Yeah, so they're probably stink.
And everyone's just like, that's
my man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so fucking crazy. So basically, from the get-go, Cole is flirting with Jackie, which is also wild because it's like, this is gonna be like your new sister, basically. And I would say, and this is, I think we'll get to this when we talk about, you know, problems with the book and the age of the author and maybe the maturity of her. But it's like the way that he flirts / treats her is so chauvinistic and like a dirty dog. So, like, for example, there's a scene where the family is having spaghetti dinner. She ends up with a bunch of spaghetti on her shirt for whatever reason. She goes and showers. He brings her Chinese food. Very cute. Like, love that move. And then he's like sitting in her bed and she comes in a towel. He mentions, like, she's like, well, I have to change. Like, yeah, like, and he's like, you can just stay in the towel. And I was like, okay, that's like wild. Then he notes that she's not wearing underwear, which I was like, okay, also wild. Like, I would have, like, she's 16 and he's 17. Like, that just would have never happened to me. Or I wouldn't know anyone that was saying that at that age. And then he says, she's like, we can't, like, eat in my bed. Like, I sleep there. And he's like, well, do you want to, like, do other things in the bed? I was like, this is like day one, you fucking horn dog. Like,
not only are she's just moved in, she's like your new, like, sort of, like, for lack of a better term, like, step sibling. Her family literally has all just perished in like a horrible accident.
Yeah.
And you're just like
going straight for it.
just yeah, like, straight in. Here's your Chinese. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Like
100%. Which, like,
first of all, Chinese.
Where
it makes you gassy. It makes you. It's the least romantic thing ever. Like, it's,
you have like garlic breath. Like, no. Also, it's like, where did he get that? Because they live in rural Colorado on a farm on a fucking homestead. So like that, like those little things bug me so much. In the show, he brings her a sandwich, which I was like, that's a lot more realistic.
Yeah, because who's delivering to them out there in the boonies?
Totally. And he's not like, he didn't have enough time to like run into town and bring that back. So that just made no sense to me. Also, the one thing I will give him is that he seems like emotionally stunted. So like maybe that this is his only mode with talking about girls, is to be like a flirt. Because I feel like it's like he's either a flirt to a girl or a douche to a guy, and then just like that's his wall.
I also feel like
his wall is up.
I also feel like, okay, this is what, like, probably like grade 9-ish, grade 10-ish. Like, I feel like that is like the fantasy, like the boys that were liked then, they were like obnoxious. It was
You're
like
right.
hot and cold. It was like
Yep.
the picking on you type of it's like that's what we're seeing here. I feel like the author's like age may be coming into play.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Whereas like if you were our age, 21, 28 and 31, we'd be like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I'm still 21.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm an almost 30-year-old teenager.
Literally same. But it's like if a guy talked to me like this now, I'd be like, ew. But then I would have been like, oh my God. Like,
Right. Let me go write in my journal.
Yeah, like obsessed. So we're learning that Cole is a playboy. He has a revolving door of girls at the Walter house that his parents don't know about, which he is like fully having sex with, which again, like my my version ass at the time was like, would have been like, oh my God. Like, I like that's insane that he's like sneaking a girl into their house.
Also, like, we just have to go back to like the house is so busy. It's repeatedly talked about in the book. No one gets any time to themselves, blah, blah, blah. Like, you hear everything. And he's just like successfully sneaking all these girls in without his parents knowing. Like, just all this stuff.
Where are the parents?
Like, yeah. And like, doesn't he share a room? Where is Danny?
Yeah, Danny is watching theater or like movies in the rec room downstairs, I guess. But we find out that he lost his football scholarship due to an injury. And Nathan explains at one point that ever since then, he's like been sleeping with a bunch of girls. They call each other New York and Colorado. Do you like that nickname?
Okay, look. I like it coming from him.
Yeah.
Her using it, I'm like, no, it doesn't do it for me.
Yeah, because he starts calling her New York, and then like halfway through the book, she's like, "Okay, Colorado," and then like
exactly like that.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's cute. I thought it was fine. It's not the most offensive thing I've heard in a book. Trust me, I've heard way worse of nicknames, but yeah, not the best either. So she goes to school. Everyone knows that her whole family has died. It's again very Bella Swan. Which, again, this book was written in 2014. Twilight came out in, I think, like 2006. And so you can tell that it's like new girl, small town, fresh meat. And everyone, you know, like wants to be her friend and know what, like, her deal is. She meets two girls. One is named Heather, and I swear to God, I listened to this via audiobook, which I don't normally do, but I wanted to, like, read the book but also like clean my house. And so I literally
You love a good multitasker.
Yes, I took 9 pages of notes. I do not know what this bitch's name is. It's Heather and something, but she makes 2 friends in the show.
Sure.
Like,
I also can't recall.
like literally
Just because
no
the friends were like a non-entity to me.
I
actually found them very fucking annoying. Same within the TV show, so I just like moved on from any of their scenes.
Yes, Heather, and I think she's renamed in the TV show, but fuck, she was annoying in the
Okay, but like I needed like all of them to take a fucking Xanax and just sit in the corner and chill, because like the level of obsession that was not healthy, for one, and 2 was grating on my nerves.
I know. Like, literally, Heather one time in the TV show shows up at Jackie's house to just figure out what happened at this, like, party, and then, like, leaves. Like, why did you drive all the way to their homestead for a 2-minute conversation? Like, text a bitch. Like, oh, God. It's so fucking annoying. Anyways, everyone grills her about the Walter boys and why she's living there, and it's nice that she has friends to like show her around and stuff like that.
But the friends like care more about the boys than they do about fucking Jackie.
No, literally.
Like,
literally, it's so transactional. That's all they talk about is like
they're gonna be the ones who start the Ready to Be Petty podcast later on to keep up with all the drama.
Yeah. Literally. So Jackie and Cool, their relationship is heating up. They are in the loft of their barn, and he measures her height on the wall and like marks it. Very cute. Classic, I feel like, rom-com move. He shows her how to swing into a hay pile.
Okay, hay is scratchy.
I know. This is the thing about it. And like dirty and stinky and fucking gross. Like I would have broken out into hives and Chloe would have been like, what's going on? I'm like, oh, I have like hay fever. like Cole like picks the piece of hay out of my hair and he's like, oh, you're kind of red and blotchy on your neck. Like, are you okay? I'm like, no. I'm like, get my EpiPen. like
Not the red and blotchy. I can like feel that to my core.
I know. But no, this is cute on film and in the book, but IRL, this is fucking heinous. But like, yeah, he like shows her how to jump from like the loft to like the hay pile down below. They almost kiss. This is also fucking wild to me in the book. Then he's like, let me take you on a horseback ride. And I would assume 2 horses. Nope.
They share in that.
They fucking share a horseback ride. That was nuts to me.
Now there's intimacy.
It's very, very cute. He takes her to a pond and then pushes her in.
What if she can't swim?
Or she's like, we know this from living in Canada. Sometimes people fall into icy lakes and stuff like that because it's so cold. It like shocks your system and you like drown because you like just your body can't like process. I didn't like this.
Because this was spring, I think. It wasn't like, because she's talking about how cold the water was, and I think he mentions like, oh, we'll have to come back like in the summer or something.
Yeah, unsure.
It definitely was because they were still in school.
Oh yeah, you're right. It is spring because then they graduate, so it'd be like June then. But yeah, in the TV show, it takes place in the fall and the winter. So Alex and Jackie get to know each other more. He shares that he had a crush on a girl named Mary. Forever, they finally started dating, and they were dating for a few weeks before she cheated on him with Cole, and that's why they had like a little bit of sibling rivalry. But Mary wants Alex back, and Alex is just reiterating to Jackie that Cole doesn't date girls, only hooks up with them, is a fuckboy, etc., etc.
That was said a bunch of times in the book by like several different brothers, just so we like 100% get the point. I know Nathan said it at the beginning when they were like going to school or something.
Danny says it. Alex says it. Like, guys, also get your own life.
Right.
No, but like it is repetitive, which again we can talk about when we talk about the author's age, because like I feel like people are gonna be shocked. But you can start to see that there is like a jealousy between Cole and Alex. What happens next? Cole starts playing games as Jackie starts playing games with Alex. Okay, yeah, this also was very interesting. So Cole is starting to like feel Jackie out a little bit, but Jackie is also kind of vibing with Alex. So she studies with him because they're in the same like English class. They end up playing Gathering of Gods, which is like
anatomy.
Oh, anatomy class. Okay, yes, anatomy class. Thank you. They play Gathering of Gods, which is like what's a WoW knockoff, World of Warcraft knockoff,
probably.
And then Cole like sees them hanging out and is jelly. One day he turns off her alarm clock and tells the boys, because they all ride to school together, that Jackie wants to go in his car. And because he turns off her alarm, she wakes up late and she has nothing else to wear.
Nothing.
Like nothing in her whole closet. So he gives her a pair of Catherine's old jeans and his football jersey. This was fucking insane. Like, this made no sense after what we know about uptight, type A, studious, prepared Miss Jackie.
Yeah, it's honestly, I can sort of get behind the football jersey as like a cute thing. Oh, I have nothing to wear. Like, oh, he hasn't broken it out since he broke his leg, and it's. But why the mom's jeans? That really like stuck out to me and created an image of like the jeans are dragging on the floor. She's got the like button up waist isn't done because she's got to roll it down a couple times to like even
Yep.
like make it. It was just like a 16-year-old wearing like a pair of like mom jeans. Yeah, it was quite the image. I will give them that. But yeah, I don't know why. Just because she didn't have time to shower or straighten her hair, she suddenly had to put on scraps for clothes.
Totally. Like, I think it would have been better if it was like, oh my god, because she had a test or whatever that she had to get to school for. So it's like I think it would be better if she was like, oh my god, I'm gonna be late. She runs to the car in her pajamas. Cole is running too, so he like is helping her get to class on time. And then she's like, oh my god, I'm in like a tank top and shorts. And he's like, oh, in the back of my car, I have this jersey. Toss it on. Like, that makes more sense. Like,
It does. It does. And also because like he had to go fetch the jersey from wherever it was. She
yeah.
couldn't like sort through her own drawers and like
Find something else.
put on some. She claims she has an own pair of sweats, which fine. But like, can't she
No,
wear the pants she wore the other day?
she claimed she didn't own a pair of jeans before arriving to Colorado. Because what the fuck else did cool teens in New York wear? Slacks? Like 24/7?
I guess so.
Like,
Yeah.
so horrendous.
Only wear dress pants.
Only business cash. But like, I guess also to give her one benefit of the doubt is that she did go to a school with uniforms. So
Yes.
maybe she doesn't have as many like casual clothes. But anyways, whatever. They get to school, her test is fine or whatever. She's going to her next class, and it's the class with Cole, and Mary, Alex's ex-girlfriend, approaches Jackie and makes fun of her dead mom. So she's like having a panic attack in the hallway. Cole walks by and is like, let's not go to class, let's skip class. And she does. They go to a empty warehouse where they like to drink and party, and it's 4 guys and 2 girls.
Yeah, the ratio, not good.
Ratio is off. Ratio is like that this is gonna end up in a newspaper. Like, this is fucked.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Warehouse, we couldn't
do like
first of all, it's a
behind
warehouse
the
like
school or something.
right. It's a warehouse an hour away.
Yeah.
So you're really just wasting that gas money for a simple roof over your head.
Yeah.
Like, go to the park.
Yes.
Go to the forest.
Yes. Go to like an arcade or something like that. It was so weird and creepy. But he offers her a beer in the passenger seat of the car as they're driving the 1 hour to the warehouse. Again, fucking wild. Again, not that I was not doing this in high school too. but like just seeing it written in the book, I was like, oh my God.
Scandalous.
Yeah, pro clutchy. So they get drunk. They play spin the bottle. But their version, if you don't like who it lands on, you just get to choose. Which again, I was like, that does not, like, no one's ever played it that way ever. But the bottle lands on 2 girls when Cole is spinning it, and it lands between Jackie and another girl, and he chooses to kiss Jackie. And they actually,
he says he gets to choose.
Yeah, which like, again, okay, so they kiss, which again, wild.
Because it states that she hasn't kissed anyone before.
Yes, and she's drunk, and Cole's older, and it sucks that their first kiss was this, because usually in like rom-coms, like it's better than this, but she pushes him off, and he says, "That's okay, Jackie, I got what I wanted."
0 out of 10, canceled. He's over. Like, that was gross.
That was like actually to me irredeemable. Like, it's so bad. She fucking leaves the warehouse crying.
And it sounds,
yeah,
it's giving like rapey.
Oh, absolutely.
Like,
yes, it's giving like
I got what I wanted, even though you didn't agree. Like,
yes,
it's giving.
No, it's 100% non-consensual and like honestly fucked, because it's like, yeah, it's like, that's what I got what I wanted. That's what like when people assault other people, it's what they want above what the other person wants to satisfy and gratify their needs, not, you know, this, like, over this person's well-being.
Now, obviously, it's not that deep in a teen,
yeah,
like
the author didn't mean it like this, but reading it as an adult, I was just like, oh, fuck this guy.
Yeah.
He is a fucking loser. But I know that the author didn't mean it to be like this. Jackie leaves the barn or the warehouse. She's crying. Cole goes to comfort her, which I guess is nice. He drives her home and she calls him Coley. And it's very much, that's your look, Connie, baby.
Don't even compare her. One of my favorite scenes. That flaming pile of garbage.
Sorry. No, you're right. You're right. But, like, it was, like, no, I know. The Samurai to Pretty comparisons, we're going to talk about this in the TV shows section.
Yeah, but, because like, I have thoughts.
I know, but, like, it's just laughable. Like, it's, like...
It is.
It's, like, you fucking wish my life with the Walter boys. Like, you fucking wish.
I mean, Netflix wishes, but we'll touch on that.
Yes, absolutely. So, she throws up on the side of the road.
Hot.
Yeah, fucking Nar Daddy. I don't know, we've all been there. And
some of us have not. Actually, yeah, we have. Let me take that back.
And they get back to the Walter homestead, and Alex is woken up, takes her to bed at the request of Catherine, and she asks him to kiss her.
Okay, that was like 50 Shades of embarrassing for me that I just had to like keep turning the page and like keep reading so I could move past that.
I know.
Because that was so far out of left field at that like moment in time and whatnot that like I was like, okay, cringe. Like, you just, you know, I wish I saw that happen in real life. Like, people just like went to bed drunk and just asked whoever was putting them to bed, first of all, putting them to bed, just like for a kiss.
No, I know. And like, is it to retaliate against Cole being a dick?
I can't come up with a reason for such a random ask. However, I think it's because like, let's say this is our grade 12 English class and we're like, where's the symbol, you know, all that random stuff they ask you to do.
Yes.
I do think it's because like Alex is written as her like comfort
person,
throughout the book. So I think that's like her wanting to be comforted. You know, she's probably feeling like shit. She's just like been through like a stressful situation with Cole and her first kiss and it not going how she wanted to, and like feeling all kinds of things because she's drunk, that she's like, let me just make this better and I can be with Alex worse. And just forget everything happened.
Yeah, fucking dumb. The next day, Alex is super jealous and mad at her for skipping class with Cole. And Jackie tells Cole that she wants them to chill out because of Alex. And like you said, she really notes that he's comfortable and safe, where Cole makes her feel restless and adventurous. And like, this is a good premise of a book, I think. Like, I do think that this is just really like IRL. But you do want a person, I think what I want to say is like, maybe it's not so black and white, or like IRL, it's like you want a person that pushes you out of your comfort zone but also can be safe and comfortable. Whereas like in this book, it's basically being like, she would be like unsafe with Cole and but like bored as fuck with Alex.
Yeah, like Alex is giving family member in this book.
Yeah.
Also, it's hard to define, or like really, like what you said, it really is like super black and white in this book in terms of Cole being like practically dangerous.
Yeah.
To Alex being like steady and calm, but like we really don't get a lot of Alex in the book. Like, no, the only reason they're like, they have a few moments of like them studying together or them in class together that like shows that they're friends, but other than that, it's just written as like, oh, you know, they hang out in the same group of friends, and oh, they go to this, let's say, game night together or whatever,
like pizza night or whatever. Like,
we don't get individual scenes with Alex in the book like we do with Cole.
100%. The next scene is actually fucking insane. So I think it's like later that weekend or whatever. Cole is grounded. He blames the grounding on Jackie. But yeah, Cole and Jackie are grounded. They watch a horror movie, even though they're not supposed to watch TV. So that was a little weird.
Well, for context, the whole family is going camping.
Yeah, but they have to stay home.
And if they stay home and look after Alex because he's sick, their grounding gets cut
In
in half or something, and they
Yeah.
only have to be grounded for the rest of the week. But if they do want to go camping, then they're still grounded or whatever for a long period of time. And Cole thinks the grounding is Jackie's fault because she came home drunk, even though it's true, but like Catherine was waiting up for them.
Yeah. And he like suggested skipping class and provided the beer. Dumb as fuck.
And so I guess when the whole family has gone camping and I think they asked Alex to watch or something.
Yeah, but he didn't want to. Yeah.
He wants to get in another game of Gathering of Gods while his parents are not. I don't know why he has to play it in like under the radar when his parents aren't home, but yeah, one of the biggest nerds I've ever read.
Literally. And so they watch a horror movie which Jackie doesn't want to watch, but of course this is so like, again, when you're 13 and the guy chooses a horror movie just so the girl's like scared and like touching him, like
okay, but he admits that's why he picked it.
No, I know. It's just like, okay, you have the emotional intelligence of a 14-year-old, but the power cuts out. Jackie and Alex go downstairs to fix the generator, but they get locked in the basement, so they play cards by candlelight. That's not the weird part. This is the insane part. They decide to all sleep in the living room because the power is out, which I guess is nice. They wake up and
Don't say it. Don't say it.
Over the course of the night, both guys had moved so close to her that they were both holding her. That's so fucked up.
Okay, now we're borderline incestuous. Because homeboy number 1 was supposed to be on the couch, and homeboy number 2 was supposed to be in the recliner.
Yeah, but they both
And for
moved.
some reason, Jackie can't sleep on there's like 3 couches.
Yeah.
But like one of them is having a leak, so Jackie has to move to the floor, which, okay, it's a cute idea that like, the power went out, let's all sleep together. I ain't sleeping on the floor over my bed.
I know. Why do you need the power anyways? I guess it's because she's scared, but like, I don't know. It just made no sense. Yeah, so there was a leak, so she had to move, and then Cole couldn't sleep because he was on the recliner, so then he moves. Then they all end up sleeping next to each other, and then like, they wake up, and like one of their arms is slung over Jackie's tummy. I was like...
Yeah, one over her belly, right, and one holding her hand or something like that.
Yes.
But it was interesting because there is a clear written part where like Cole's already like laying next to her on the floor or whatever. There is a clear written part about Alex asking for her permission to lay next to her. And there's no part for Cole. It's just like he's laying there next to her. He's practically like cuddled up.
Yeah.
There ain't no room for Jesus between them.
No, and that just shows the difference between Alex and Cole as people.
It does, and it doesn't. And we'll get to that because I think Alex has some major red flags.
Oh no,
so
Alex is
more
Jeremiah.
To come on that.
No, Alex is Jeremiah. Like 100p. Like Okay. Jackie gets a call from Sammy, her New York friend. She shares all her woes about Cole. This is the funniest line in the whole fucking book.
But her friend Sammy is like, "Oh my god, you had sex!" Like right away, just like jumps right into that.
Literally, like, she's like, "I slept with Cole last night," and she was like, "What? You had sex and you didn't call me?" And she's like, "No, I slept next to him. You fucking freak."
And she's like, "Oh, that's not interesting."
Yeah. And then she's like, "Hey, what are your props?" And then she's like, "Well, Cole is a chauvinist." But then she's like, "I don't know, like it's hard not to like him though." And she's like, "But that's not the real reason. I feel guilty because my family is dead."
No boyfriends with a dead family.
No. It's not because he's a chauvinistic pig. It's because your family's dead. I was crying. So the next day or whatever, Parker and Jackie are playing Mario Kart. Parker is like a little pick-me, like is so mean to Jackie, hates anything that's like feminine coded, only like wants to do boy, quote unquote boy stuff. But Parker leaves and Alex comes in and they play together and Jackie wins all of the games. And then she was like, no, Alex is like, don't tell anyone because like I'm known for being the video game guy. And then he kisses her and Cole walks in. Cringe all around. Cole's pissed. He leaves. But it's his and Danny's birthday because remember, Cole has a fraternal twin. And Jackie and Nathan get him like a gaming system or something that's like really expensive. And Jackie basically pays for it. And Jackie gets Danny a plane ticket voucher to New York because all of the Walter boys, this is sad, have never been on a plane, have never like traveled before. And he really wants to go to New York to watch theater. And Jackie basically finds out the Walters are poor and feels bad.
Meanwhile, she literally has her own private jet.
She's like, what? People have never been on a plane before? When I was in New York, my mom would just take me down to Miami on the weekend because we needed a little bit of sun. Like, I was like, you didn't notice that you're living on like the shabbiest house known to man, like, and like there's 12 kids that are relying on a dual income family, like
you didn't realize you're eating sloppy joes for dinner.
Yeah. And canned spaghetti sauce. Like, fucking wake up, bitch. Wake the fuck up. Alex invites, this was also fucking wild. Alex invites Jackie to Mary's party and says you should just get over what she said to you that made you have a panic attack. And she really doesn't want to go. So Alex goes and she's at the house and Cole's like, get up, get out of bed. You're coming to this party. And he's like, do you have anything in this closet that's hot? And then and he picks out this like LBD and she's like, oh my God, that's Lucy's
clubwear.
Lucy's clubwear, which like, again, so great. She's like, I don't know how that got there. And it's like, how do you not know, again, when you're like a type A bitch? So Cole takes her to this party, and when Alex sees that Cole and Jackie came together, he gets mad. And then Cole, this little fucking twerp, kisses her forehead and is like, yeah, we did come together. So Alex freaks out, and then Mary confronts Jackie, and then she just like runs away.
She literally like runs like
literally runs
outside
away
of the neighborhood
and
then
calls
is like
Catherine.
Yeah.
Like, no, what would have been easier, calling Catherine in the front yard of this person's house? But you just
would have
like
been easier and a bit less embarrassing. Probably not going with Cole in the first place to this raging bitch's party.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, call an Uber.
Literally. So the next morning, Nathan, who is the musician, the 14-year-old, he has a seizure. He's diagnosed with epilepsy. And Lee, when they're trying to visit him at the hospital.
This was wild.
Yeah, this was wild. Is like, you can't come into the hospital room because you're not part of our family.
And he's like, you'll never be part of the family. Actually, it was rude. I felt offended on her behalf.
Yeah, it was really rude and like kind of out of nowhere because...
It was out of pocket.
It was out of pocket because up until this point, it seemed like Jackie had, made amends with living in Colorado. She's having all of these good interactions with the Walter sibs and the parent. So it was fucking wild. So what does she do? She runs to Will's apartment, who... The family didn't call Will to be like, hey, your bro just had a seizure, like he's in the hospital. Jackie tells him, and she's really upset. He ends up going to the hospital. She falls asleep on his couch, and Will asks Cole to come watch over her. Cole apologizes to her when she wakes up and says that he was jealous, and then reveals to Jackie that Mary told him that Alex broke up with her, and that's why they hooked up, which makes it 0% better.
It doesn't even say they hooked up, though. They literally watched a film on the family movie couch. Like,
right, so I guess Alex was just assuming that they hooked up. Clarify that with your fucking brother. Like,
he's also just like butthurt that like they watched a movie together, which
right.
like
Because I
put on
guess
your big boy panties.
I guess
Like,
yeah, like I guess Alex is just assuming that because Cole is like the hot one that maybe Mary would want to be with him instead of Alex.
right.
But it was all a miscommunication. And once again, Jackie's having these realizations that Alex is a comfort and Cole makes her feel dangerous. And Alex then asks her to be his girlfriend, and she says yes. But then Alex and Cole get into a fight over Jackie. Fucking, this is actually insane. Cole says, you won the first round, like him being girlfriend boyfriend with Jackie, but like he says something like, you know, I'll like finish the like war or whatever. Like, that's insane that you're saying this and you're fighting over her like she's a fucking object.
Mm-hmm.
Alex kisses her in school, and she's like, I would have liked it, but I noticed that like it was because Mary was watching. Like, dump his ass. These boys are fucking trash. So all the Walter boys that night sneak out to TP the principal's house. And Cole makes Jackie TP the balcony. They almost get caught because she gets like stuck on like the trellis or whatever. And Alex, Cole, and Jackie get into another fucking fight. And then Jackie's like, so I guess they almost get caught because the principal comes out of the front door. And so Jackie has to like leave in a rush, and she leaves her sweater at the house, which has her name on it. But Lee retrieves the sweater and like saves the day. So then Lee is explaining to Jackie that his mom left and his dad works in the military. So Catherine chose to take care of him and his brother, and he was worried that with Jackie's arrival, he would get less time with Catherine. So we like figure out why Lee was a dick to Jackie.
Side note though, if she has this black sweater that she puts on, you know, plain, whatever. Where was this when she was so late?
I know.
And
I know.
had to put on the football jersey.
I know.
Instead of just a hoodie.
I know. Literally, that was right in her closet right when she needed it.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. So the Walter boys host their annual big, huge party when the parents go on their anniversary trip. Her friends explain that the Walter boys invite a VIP, like, exclusive group to go to the beach on their property, or like with the pond, and they're excited because they're gonna actually get to experience the VIP group because of Jackie. And so Jackie at the party meets Alex's friends, and they're like fucking losers.
Ooh, girl.
Like,
wow.
Like,
this
literally, the character, I think his name is Malcolm or something like that, like, is written as the guy in the fedora that meets you on the street and is like, hello, madame, or like, hello, me lady. Like,
no, literally.
Like,
literally. That's how he's talking in the book. And Alex is literally like, shut the fuck up. Like, why are you talking to her like that? And he just continues.
So she's fucking pissed. She goes to get them beers, and Cole pulls her aside into a clearing that is blooming with flowers, and they argue about Cole's jealousy and how Jackie is dating Alex. And Cole says, I didn't know I had to spell it out for you after all the things I've done for you. Excuse me?
I was literally sitting there like, what things? Like that time you made me run out of the bathroom with the shower curtain? That time you literally like got me drunk and then blamed me for the grounding? Like that time that you literally like macked on all these girls in front of me and then turned around to be like, oh my God, Jackie, no, it's actually you that I like, huh?
Like, make it make sense. Like, it just doesn't. It doesn't.
The math
ain't mathin'. Oh my God, it's so fucking insane. So she's like, fucking how dare you?
Like after you made me jump in a hay bale and almost break my leg.
It's so bad. So they get into this huge argument. She's really mad at both Alex and Cole at this point. The next day, she's playing hide and go seek with some of the younger siblings. And she's hiding, I think, Benny in the towel closet. And Cole is going to go take a shower, so he's only in a towel. And she hears one of the other siblings again, like, finish the count. He's going to go look for them. So she quickly pulls Cole into the closet. So he's only in a towel, and they're, like, pressed up against each other in this closet. And he says, like, he's like, oh, you did this like on purpose and stuff like that. Like, and she's like, no, I didn't. Like, why would I do that? And he's like, so we can have hot, passionate sex. Who the fuck says that at 17? You don't know what hot, passionate sex is. Like, literally at 16 or 17, like, you do not know what, like, good sex is. Like, it pisses me off so bad. You're, like, and who says that? It made no sense. Like, it pisses me off so much. So
you're, like, distraught. Like, how could he say that? I had a good chuckle at that.
Yeah, I was, like, wanted to throw my book
especially because he
room.
literally says that, and he doesn't know this, but, like, his, like, 5-year-old brother
is
like,
hidden in
also
the towels.
in the closet,
yeah.
and also
but then
hearing that.
Benny or whatever was like, just kiss already. And I was like, that's your sibling. Like, and your step sibling. Like, fucking mind your own business.
Truly.
So they go to Alex's baseball game, and Danny accuses Jackie of liking Cole, and she's like, oh my god, how did you notice? Alex and Jackie ride home on bikes. It begins to storm. They start making out in this, like, shelter, and Cole comes and picks them up because they can't finish their ride home.
Let me just be clear here too, because I think there's, like, now 2 points that you've stated that, like, Alex and Jackie are making out and whatnot. There weren't, like, hot makeout scenes, okay? Like, don't, like, get it twisted, just for the audience here who's, like, hoping for some actual romance.
Yeah, zero. Like, it
was one sentence of, like, they're making out, and it was like,
then Cole shows up. Yeah.
Right.
Totally. It's, like, extremely PG. It's, like, no one's getting handsy or anything like that. Like, there's no steam. Like, it's like a chaste kiss. But Cole picks him up, and he's mad, obvi. And so Alex is like, why do you think Cole's mad at us? And Jackie's like, probably because he saw us making out. They go back to their house. They have a mud fight. Are mud fights real?
I've, like, only been in one in, like, PEI with, like, the red mud, like,
oh, that's fun.
It's like an event type of thing. If someone is picking up some dirt on the ground and throwing it in my face, they're not getting dirt back, they're getting my fist.
Literally, like, it sounds so horrendous.
That is unclean.
Yeah.
It's obviously, like, ruining whatever I'm wearing.
And if you got that in your eye or something, catastrophic.
Probably, like, little pebbles in it.
Yeah.
And, like, no, it's a no.
It's a no for me, dog. They go to Danny's play because he's in the theater club. He kills it. And he gets an acting camp offer in New York City for the summer. Again, like, okay, High School Musical. Like, it's just, like, the references never ending. School wraps up. Jackie gets all A's. All is well. It's time for Will's wedding. Jackie receives a bouquet of roses from Cole, apologizing for his mistakes.
First of all, like,
insane.
A bouquet of roses.
I know.
Is she a grandma?
No,
like, I just.
Why not the wildflowers that you took her to see, like, which they do in the TV show? But, like, it was, I don't know. It's so corny. Like, it's so fucking corny. She has to do Parker's hair, and she has to ice 200 cupcakes, but she's good at this because she's, like, little mini organizer girl. And this is so bad. At the dinner at the wedding, like, they're at the fucking reception, Cole, Alex, and Jackie get into another fight. I feel like all I'm saying in the latter half of this book is that Cole, Alex, and Jackie are fucking fighting. And Cole says, because, like, Alex is like, you're just jealous that Jackie's my girlfriend. And Cole says, don't be shocked when she ends up my girl. Like,
see, but if this was, like, a more, let's say, grown-up novel,
yeah,
and there was actually built tension, and, like, that, I would have been okay. I've read that before, that type of thing before.
Mm-hmm.
Here, it's just,
it falls flat.
It does. It falls embarrassing.
No, seriously. But, like, also just, like, how fucking dare you? Like, if someone said that to me, I would be fighting you. Like,
if your sister and you were fighting over a guy,
yeah,
and she said that to you,
yeah, don't be shocked when he ends up my boy. I would literally,
my man.
I'd be like, I literally would be like, fuck you, you fucking bitch. Like, just the audacity of this man, it's fucking insane. Alex gets super drunk at the wedding, and so Jackie puts him to bed. She goes out, and she's like, oh, I never even got to dance. And Cole's like, don't worry, this is our time. So they slow dance. which, like, the inappropriateness, wild. Cole's like, don't tell me I'm alone in this, which, like, is actually cute. I have to give it to him for this. So he's like, don't tell me I'm alone in this. Like, after all of that is fuckboy. Like, I get it. After all the fighting and stuff like that is fuckboy. But, like, I thought that was cute.
Okay, but he ruined it because he says that don't tell me I'm alone in this. Sure.
Yeah.
And then boom, L bomb.
I know.
Like,
he's like, love just creeped up on me.
I'm like, first of all, it's been like a month and you can hardly hang out without fighting.
I know, and you don't talk to her. And you've never had
you just force her to do things.
Yeah, you've never really had a conversation with her. Like, except for, like, when you showed her the loft in the barn. Like, no, literally.
He's like, oh my God, I love you. You just submit to everything I want.
Yeah. But guess what?
Nice.
Alex wasn't in bed. He was listening. So Jackie starts crying. She runs to the treehouse, and Danny's there to comfort her. And Jackie feels guilty for liking a guy, and she's not remembering her family. So once again, it's actually not that she likes two dumbass boys. It's because her family is dead. And Danny infers that Alex actually knows more than he lets on. That Alex knows that she likes Cole. And Danny tells Jackie she can go to New York with him for the summer. This is fucking wild. The parents okayed while Danny's at his acting camp for Jackie to live with him in her old apartment, which is like, the boy is 17, she's 16. That would never happen. Like, oh yeah, just live in New York by yourselves.
Just across the country.
Yeah.
Two hormonal teenagers, no parental supervision. Go get kidnapped.
Absolute insanity. So Alex and Jackie finally talk, and Alex admits that Jackie was just a distraction from Mary and that he just wanted to beat Cole. Which is crazy because Mary has proven herself to be a complete fucking raging bitch and a bully.
Okay, this is the biggest red flag ever that Alex is like, I was just using you to get back with Mary. Like, even though, like, maybe he's just like inept at seeing reality or what, because if he talked to Cole, he'd realize that Mary's the one who played him and like told Cole these lies just so she could get with both brothers.
Yeah.
She literally was a bully to Jackie and said like one of the nastiest things, like imagine shit talking someone who literally, like, to their face, whose family just died and making fun of them about it. Like,
yeah.
And Cole's just like, actually, Alex is like, I really just wanted to get back with her. Oh, why?
Literally, why? She's a fucking bitch.
And Jackie is like completely unoffended by this about him saying, I just wanted to beat Cole at something. I would have been like, so you don't actually like me and you were just using me. Like, that's rude.
I would have pushed him. Actually, they're not in the trios anymore, but if they were in the trios, I would have pushed him out of the trios. That is actually one of the meanest things that you could ever say to somebody. Like, I would have a complex about that for the rest of my life.
But especially if you are a teen girl and someone is like, you know what? I just wanted to beat my brother in something.
I was using you. Yeah, ruined. Fucking
I'd
ruined.
be sitting like crying like Trisha Paytas in my kitchen on the floor with my bucket of ice cream. Like,
truly. Yeah, so bad. But she feels relief instead of anger because,
because she was using him too, because she's also a piece of shit.
And because she's also a bad person and she actually likes Cole. Literally. So because the school year had wrapped up, it's Danny and Cole's graduation party, and Cole is in his shed all day working on his car. He says to Jackie that fixing cars is what he's doing in place of football. And he's
so macho.
I know.
Football.
I know.
Beer.
I know. And Jackie, this is your man. This is who you choose to lay with. Like, it's literally so embarrassing. So he's like, I'm going to move into Will's apartment because I'm graduated now. And Will and Haley moved in together to another apartment. And you go on to New York. We'll see you in 3 months. So the day comes where Jackie and Danny are heading to New York. And Catherine shows Jackie a mural that she painted of the family, and Jackie's in it. And she has this moment that she's like really sad leaving, and that this really is her family, and that she's like, has made peace with what has happened to her over the last couple months. And then when I tell you that this is the most embarrassing thing I've read on a fucking page, I texted you, Jen, and I was like, no, this isn't actually happening. So the whole family is taking Jackie and Danny to the airport to go to New York. And they're like, who the fuck is driving behind us like a lunatic? And they're like, is that Cole's,
is Buick?
Yeah, restored Buick? And then Cole calls Jackie and is like, pull over. So she makes George pull over on the side of the highway. It starts raining. She runs back to the restored Buick, and Cole's like, the timing wasn't right, but I like you. I don't want you to leave like this. Enjoy your 3 months in New York, but like I want us to leave on good terms, and I want to have one real kiss with you. And they kiss in the rain, and that's the end of the book. Like, when I tell you, I want to say this, I am a harsh critic. I rarely give books over a 3 on Goodreads. I'm a ruthless, like, I have, like, DNF'd books for the main character wearing galaxy leggings. Like, I will not finish a book for, like, the oddest reason. I really actually liked this book, and then that is one of the worst endings. It's like when in How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days, when Matthew McConaughey is riding the motorcycle, and I think Kate is in the New York taxi, and he's trying to get her attention, like, on the Brooklyn Bridge so they can get together. Absolutely embarrassing. Like, just humiliating stuff.
I have to agree. Humiliated is the word. I was humiliated, and I sat here with my Kindle, and I was like, where are the next pages? Like, where is my, I don't know what I was looking for, but I was looking for more.
Me too. And it would make sense if there was a second book that you could pick up about fucking the fall or whatever, but there isn't.
Because I was like, we went through all that fighting and all that immaturity of Cole throughout the book for one real kiss in the last few sentences. I was like, first of all, I feel gypped because at least in the show, we got that nice barn scene at the end. But it really was just like, first of all, in the final like page and a half, and it's talking about how, you know, right after Danny and Cole's graduation party, Will moved in with Haley, and Cole just dipped. He left the family farm and he moved into Will's. And then she had probably like a week or something before she left to New York, and he was just AWOL. So already you're like, okay, fuck that kid. Like, he's like, I'm leaving and you're not even going to come spend time with me. Like, rude.
Yeah. And it's, or what could have happened is she leaves for New York, and then he surprises her in New York, but he's poor. So he couldn't do that.
Right.
This is his only
But
option.
It's also like we had to throw in the restored Buick. That was like very prominent. And also, like, first of all, road safety, don't text and drive or call and drive.
100%.
Especially if the weather is bad.
Yeah, don't ask your dad when it's raining to pull over on the side of a highway.
I'm pretty sure he literally calls Jackie and is like, tell George to pull over. Like, tell my dad to pull over. I would have been like, that's embarrassing. Like, can't you meet her at the airport with like flowers or something?
Roses,
and like,
in particular,
some sort of privacy.
Yeah.
Like, away from the whole fam jam. And it was just very like, she was like, oh my God, I thought you were going to leave without saying goodbye. And like, no. She was like hook, line, and sinker. And I was like, girl, stand the fuck up. This boy has treated you like a bag of shit for 6 months. Yeah, Ali, we really need to talk about that ending, because him driving recklessly on a highway is what's winning you over. It's so bad. Yeah, it was just embarrassing. And like, I've been there. I hope not. But like, and now we know better, and I want better for our girl. Like, seriously. Okay, let's get into some roundtable topics. Some internet investigation. This is our cursory
peruse of the internet of things you need to know about this book. I said this at the top of the show, but it was originally posted on Wattpad. Icons only on Wattpad.
Yeah.
Like, no qualms there. Ali Novak, as we have referred to throughout this whole episode, was 15 years old at the time of writing it, which it explains a lot of how she's okay with Jackie being okay with these boys' awful behavior. But I'm not gonna lie, the book I thought was well written.
Yeah, I mean, I probably couldn't have done it. Well, I know. I
No,
could not, because I tried.
Yeah. We've all had the author phase. Like, we've tried.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going anywhere. So props to her for actually, I think I wrote about talking cats. So, you know.
So she fucking killed it.
Yeah.
The inspo, she said, was the Vampire Diaries. Which I was like, okay, yeah, I guess so, in the sense of like two brothers fighting over a girl. But I was like,
so who do we think was Damon and who was Steph?
Yeah, this is the part that it doesn't make sense at all. She probably didn't want to say Twilight, and she probably didn't want to say The Summer I Turned Pretty.
I mean the family dying and whatnot is like that Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, but literally nothing else.
Yeah, I can like maybe see if she thought like, because like I can sort of see the comparison between like Damon and Cole being literal assholes.
Doesn't she end up with Stefan in Vampire Diaries? She ends up with Damon?
Yes.
Oh, damn. Okay. I think I dropped off after like season like 3 or 4.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Oh, I'm surprised by that. Okay, cool. I love that for.
But also, Vamp Diaries, like they're like having sex in that show.
Yeah. Also, high schoolers. It was again above my like pay grade. Yeah, but yeah, I just don't see any other comparisons other than like a love triangle, and like one I guess is safe and one is dangerous. Okay, here are Wonder Whys. These are unanswered questions for the listeners. Question number 1 that I have: do your parents have to die to find a boyfriend?
Inquiring minds
want to know.
Yeah.
It's tough when there's so many books and it's like, okay, the mom's dead, okay, the dad's dead, both parents are dead, and that's my trauma or whatever. I just like,
all of a sudden your love life is booming.
Yeah, all of a sudden every guy wants to get with you.
Like, there's not millions of people in New York and you just couldn't have a romantic life, and then you move to bumfuck nowhere and all of a sudden, wow, they're everywhere.
You're a hit.
Yeah.
Okay, Catherine and the mom are alleged best friends. How the fuck does Jackie not know one goddamn thing about this woman and her family of 12 kids?
You would think if they had a private jet, she would have taken her fam to go hang out once or twice.
Totally. And Catherine does say, like, you know, we lost touch because of busy lives and stuff like that, but you think that the mom would have been like, oh, I got a Christmas card from your Aunt Catherine, like, here's the update on the boys or whatever. Like, just not a fucking clue of what's going on.
Let's go on Skype.
Yeah.
Like,
like, you know, Skype existed in 2014. Ali.
It sure did. It sure did.
Okay, is it better to be living with a family of 12 kids or with a busy uncle?
Okay. I would choose the busy uncle because I'm still in my own space.
Yes.
I'm with someone I actually know.
Yeah, I'm still in New York, which you kind of mentioned. I still have all my old friends. I'm still at my same school. It makes no sense to me. Hire like a nanny or like a caregiver if you're
really
worried.
Said, you just went through all this trauma. Here's another.
Yeah, literally so bad.
Like, my anxiety would be, I would be in bed, lights off, curtains drawn, under the covers. Don't talk to me. I literally cannot live as a member of society.
Yes, yeah. Horrendous rating. This was kind of a gripe and grumble, but Jackie doesn't realize that there's horses and a dog on the Walter family farm for like over a week when she's living there. How the fuck did she not notice that? That pissed me off so much.
Yeah. We've talked about how, for a type A, our girl is really oblivious.
Yeah, like,
She's in her own world.
she's type A about school and nothing else. Like,
Yeah.
okay, let's talk about our gripes and grumbles. These are our nitpicky problems we have with the book. Number one, we've already talked about this, but the Princeton Dream. It's giving Sam Montgomery. The book was published 10 years after A Cinderella Story was released. So it has to be a reference to the movie.
I'm just going to say that it is.
It has to be. There's no way that it's not. But yeah, it's just like fucking random. Like, why wouldn't she want to go to like Brown or Yale or NYU or something like that? There's some fucking awful language in this book. There's like a bipolar joke. The kids play cowboys and Indians. They call them savages. Like, it's bad. They really cleaned that up for the TV series. But there was some things that I read that I was like, ooh, this is like not fucking cool, Ali Novak. And she should just like update that. Like,
it's time for republishing, and we're just gonna.
That's what I mean by that.
Up.
Yeah, it's bad to do that she ever did that. A, but B, you know that your show is becoming a Netflix series. Girl, update the language and republish it with like the new cover with the actors on it. Like, that's actually so embarrassing. Okay, let's move on to Sequel Scoop. This is tea on any upcoming sequels, seasons, and the general reception of the book. The sequel is not written yet, as I kind of alluded to. Super surprised because the book came out 10 years ago. And, spoiler alert, but the TV series is picked up for a season 2. So I just don't understand what they are going to cover if there's no book coming out. So I wonder if she will publish it by then. There's nothing really online.
The vibe of a second book would be so different since it's not written yet, and there's such an age gap for the author between when the first one was written and when the second one was written.
Yeah. And just like so really many other love triangle-y books have come out. I feel like it would be hard to have like a refreshing take on this trope, but I guess we'll see. Also, the love triangle's over, so I guess it would just be her and Cole dating. But this is what I'm also kind of pissed about with Ali Novak. So she didn't rewrite some inappropriate language, but also the television series was pitched in 2020. So she's had 4 years knowing that this was going to be a Netflix series. Why the fuck did she not get on her shit and write the damn book?
Also, don't you want that cash grab?
Absolutely.
If the show comes out, does well,
yeah,
have all the books lined up so you can cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
100%. And like merch and like team Cool shirts, team Alex shirts. Like, I don't know.
There's no competition, doing. But
yeah. The team Alex ones aren't selling, but yeah.
Clearance.
Yeah. Okay, let's finally talk about the TV show. It was published on Netflix December 7th, 2023. The cast is mostly of unknowns, but there are some notable people in it. Sarah Rafferty is Catherine. She plays Donna in Suits. Marcus Blucas is George. He plays Riley on Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And Corey Fogelmanis as Nathan, who plays Farkle on Girl Meets World. Are you familiar with any of these actors?
Only Sarah Rafferty.
Yeah.
In Suits. Donna, that's just an A+ show to begin with.
I want to say this with like my whole heart. She is the only good actress in this TV series.
Yeah. She was given not a lot to work with.
No.
She made it manageable.
She made a meal out of a crumb. But like everyone else, it's very like Hallmark Disney Channel acting. Yes. The author involvement, Ali was involved. She spoke with the production team. The production team said that like, hey, we're changing some of the storylines. Are you okay with that? And she gave them her permission. She met the cast, but it doesn't seem like she was there every day, which I was surprised because, again, this is kind of like with Diana, whatever, Galban or whatever, who wrote Outlander, she also wasn't there every day. And I'm like, if you were turning my life's work into a fucking TV show, like, you bet your ass I'm at every writing room, every table read, every day on set. Like, look, kind of like a Jenny Han or a Stephanie Meyer. It's like, I'm going to be involved in every stage of the process. It's wild to me that she just, like, had some chats with the production team. Okay, let's get into our recap. It's a lot more PG than the book. They took out basically every dirty sex joke that we referenced in the book, which I think was a good plan.
No swearing.
No swearing. Like, fucking Heather or whatever her friend's name says, like, what the word? or she says, like, not what the word. She says, oh my word, when something bad happens. Like, it's like they went
like,
preteen.
Yeah, it's less than PG. It's like, we can't even say oh my god.
Yeah, 100%. That's nuts.
If you ask me, the show needed a bit more spice.
Yes, 100%. Like, they should have
gone. It was spice free. It was vanilla. It was some basil.
Yes. It, like, they should have gone a little more Gossip Girl, but they went, like, I don't know, more like Hannah Montana, and and I didn't like that. But it's probably because I'm 31 and I'm watching a show about 16-year-olds. Like, fair enough. They included a lot more diverse identities for the characters, which I thought was really good. Obviously super necessary because the book reads very, like, white cast. So they have, like, for example, Nathan is a queer character. Skylar is, like, a queer black character, like, and Skylar is one of Jackie's friends, takes the place of one of the girls, the unknown girl.
I think there was even supposed to be, like, Isaac and Lee are Latino, or
they're Latino, and they like speak Spanish a little bit with Jackie and Uncle Richard. They have, like, Indigenous representation in the book. One of the teachers uses a wheelchair. Will is hard of hearing. Like, they did a really good job of including, you know, diverse identities. Some of it I thought was a little bit on the nose. Like, Skylar was like, yeah, I want to study poli-sci because people like me don't have voices in government and stuff like that, which, like, is very true, and I think that is the reality for a lot of people. But I'm like, also, couldn't we just give Skylar, like, a fun, poor guy has to also now save the world. Like, let's just, like, give him, like, a fun...
He's saving the world. His dad
is like, fucking doing the work. Like, just, like...
hosting these day of mourning ceremonies for the community.
Yeah. I guess that's the reality for BIPOC queer kids. And then, Nathan acknowledges the Indigenous Day of Mourning during Thanksgiving, which, like, you know, I appreciated. Wild that I think a modern TV show is even, you know, showing that there's a... you know, a true story of Thanksgiving, and it's, like, not what we learned in school. So props to them. The thing that stands out as, like, one of the worst things about this TV show is Jackie is in business casual from day one to, like,
her wardrobe.
It's so embarrassing. Why is a, you know, young New York girl that's fashion forward, her mom's a fashion designer, why the fuck is she in chino, like, khakis and, like, a blazer? It's so embarrassing.
The matching sweater set, the
bow in the hair,
Lauren, like, polo underneath another sweater.
Yeah. Also, did you catch in that scene when she was like, when Aaron or whatever makes fun of her outfit and she's like, it's Ralph Lauren. I'm like, babe, it's Ralph Lauren. Like, you didn't get her, babe. Like,
that part was embarrassing, because then they all go to the car and, like, oh, what a dick.
They were like, you got her bad. Like, so embarrassing. They really stick to a lot of the plot points of the book. Like, there is a lot of scenes that are just, like, straight pulled from the book. So I think book fans will be really happy about that. But I think that the TV series really breezes over the dead family / her grieving, because the book doesn't. She's still struggling up until the day that she leaves back to New York about her family and feeling guilty that she's...
I think it's because we get so much more of her inner monologue.
Right. And that's just, like, not shown in the TV series at all. But it's like she's feeling guilty that her family's dead and she's, like, living a life and, like, is happy. And, like, basically she's, like, over it in the TV series, which is I don't know, a little bit jarring, I would say. There's a lot of changes though from the book to the TV series. In the books, all the sibs look like each other, and oftentimes when like Alex is like laughing or something, she'll be like, oh, I see Cole in him, or like whatever. But in the TV show, most of them are blonde. Alex is brunette, but like it's not, none of them like look like each other.
Not even close.
They don't even look like siblings. Like,
And like as someone who much prefers blondes, like I
yeah,
felt
attacked by that.
yes. And like I was like, oh nice. And then like in the show they're not blonde at all. I was like, where are my good looking blondes? Not that they would be good looking at 14, 15, 16,
No, I know what you're saying.
They cast older people.
Yes, so. Yeah. 100%. Yeah, it was, I don't know, weird choice. In the book, Uncle Richard is like just her dad's friend that lived with them in New York, but in the TV series, he's a blood relative.
That's what I mean. Why does she have absolutely no family in the book?
I don't know.
Like, not even the uncle, no aunt, no great grandma, no cousin.
Nope, none. It's so fucking weird. It's, yeah, or like even just like a mom or dad's close friend. I guess that would be Uncle Richard that she would go, like another close friend. In New York, like they had one friend and no family. Like it makes no sense to me.
Because then it does read as like sort of weird to be like, I'm just gonna live with my dad's BFF. I'm like,
like sussy.
We sure?
No, for sure. In the TV show, there's less siblings, which I think is a good plan. There's just way too many people. But then they decide to flesh out the side characters anyway, so it like makes no sense.
Yeah,
I didn't even check who wasn't in the TV series compared to the book because I just like don't give a
Zach
fuck.
for sure, but I almost feel like that might be the only one. And
maybe Benny's twin, maybe.
That's Zach.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. I think he's gone. I think
maybe
he's
one of the twins of the wannabe directors. Maybe one of them is missing.
Oh yeah,
but
so maybe that's
it is
two.
Interesting that they decided to make such a choice and then give like such a big storyline to like
fucking Will
and Haley, and like their wannabe restaurant
or
big.
Aaron Cole's hookup,
well, Aaron too,
like, or
even, and I think we'll touch on this a bit later, the random guidance counselor who,
Tara.
not only did they make her a character, they decided to give her own love life.
I know.
And like make it dramatic as hell and make him accept a job in like England and leave her behind. You know, they've been together like 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And for some reason that was the most like PG-13 part of the show, is Tara talking to Haley about her sex life.
Yeah, and then which
was completely unnecessary.
I loved when Mikkel, Haley's boyfriend or whatever, date, is like asking her on the third date, and then she's like, well, I'll come if there's dessert, and he's like, on the third date, I think there's always dessert. And I was like,
yeah, the innuendos were out of control.
I was like, I hate this.
They were out of control.
I fucking hate this. Also, Cole and Danny, it's said that they have 2 years of school left because Cole is flunking out of school and wants to become a mechanic instead. But in the book, they graduate, which I think is smart because if they want to do a season 2 or even a season 3, they can still be in high school instead of in college. And then this is actually so brutal. So we talked about how at the beginning of the book, Isaac steals her clothes when she's in the shower, Jackie's clothes. In the TV show, they dye her hair, like they put bleach in her shampoo. That is so much worse than stealing her clothes.
Can we just talk about this for a second? Because that was the worst fake bleach job, prank, whatever I have ever seen in my entire life.
I know, that wouldn't have happened. She like shampooed her whole head and then she comes out of the shower.
It was
and it's
skunk stripes.
It's 3 skunk stripes on the top. No
that
sense.
Are bright orange.
Yeah. Horrendous.
And it's like the worst. It's like the poofiest wig ever.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know who was on hair and makeup that day, but I'm afraid you will not be renewed for season 2.
Literally.
And like it felt like one of those things that they changed to make the show more PG.
Absolutely.
Jackie like running around nude or whatever.
Yeah.
But like I feel like that scene could have equally, I can't say the right words, but like it still could have been produced in a very like kid friendly way.
Absolutely, 100%. It made no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, like both pranks are really bad, but in terms of like I'm not saying that someone stealing your clothes and you not having any clothes to get out of the shower, like that's not good either. But like literally ruining someone's hair, because also she like dyes it back.
That lasts for way long.
No, I know she dyes it back and it looks perfect again, and I'm like, that wouldn't have happened.
Right. Oh, there's the question of like where did these young children
Get
get
bleach
bleach?
100%. It was just it
That's
was fucking
unsafe.
it was weird.
Yeah, it was. And like there's a bit more development in the book of like, okay, it's Lee and Isaac doing this for the most part of being like the actual ones to go steal her clothes and towel. And then it touches a lot more on like the repercussions and like Catherine wanting someone to pay for the like a new shower curtain.
Yeah.
I don't really understand why they changed that, to be completely honest.
No, I know. I think they could have done it PG with the shower curtain, or maybe they just thought that that was like sexual harassment versus just like bullying. I don't know. I just like I don't know, just the hair thing, like that would have ruined her fucking hair. And even if she dyed it, she would have still had streaks from it. So like I just don't understand why they chose that.
They didn't commit far enough to it if it was gonna be the
Yeah,
bleach thing. You can't do
she
your whole head like that.
She fully put shampoo in her palms and then worked
Also,
it into
it would
her
hurt
scalp.
your hands. It's straight bleach.
You would smell it. Yeah, it
like,
made no sense realistically. Oh wait, this is the other thing that I was shook about when I read the book. Basically the book is so much more about Cole, and all the cute rom-com moments are with Cole and none with Alex, but because the production company wanted a proper love triangle, they switched them.
Here's the thing. I think Netflix sat themselves down and was like, okay, we need something to compete with Prime.
The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Duh. Yeah, and they haven't had like really, if I think about Netflix, like they haven't had a really big like TV series love triangle like in a while.
Yeah, young adult.
I feel like yeah, and so and they wanted something that wasn't just, well, one they could turn into like a season 2 and onwards, and something that did have size, like you said, a real love triangle. So they had to like pick a couple things to change and give to Alex, since he was such a non-factor in the book, to make it at least somewhat interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So like all these Team Alex people, your team doesn't actually exist, okay? Hit the road.
Literally, if you read the book, you're not there.
So cute. He's doing the height measuring thing. No.
Okay, that's fucking cool.
Okay, and even though we shit talked him the whole time.
Yeah, even though I don't know why all of a sudden I'm sticking up for that loser, because I literally hate him. Like
exactly. Alex, not better. And now you take away those cute scenes, and now he's just like
he's nothing.
He's below zero.
He's literally below zero. So
how cute would it have been if we just saw the one main love story?
I know, but they saw the success.
I know
of the love triangle, and they're just like, hey, we got to double up on this. But yeah, I think it was genius on their part to compete with The Summer I Turned Pretty. In terms of the story, you're right, it did a big disservice, I think, to Cole. So as you mentioned, the height measuring scene was cool. The haystack scene, cool. The storm in the truck with the bikes, cool. The power outage, cool.
Yeah, I feel like a couple things were switched. So like the measuring scene, the haystack scene, the sunset scene, like those are all Cole in the book, where in the show they're Alex.
Yeah.
But then like talking in the rain or whatever, like that was Alex. But and in the show they're in Cole's truck and it breaks down. And then like the power outage in the book is like sort of both of them, because she's originally with Cole watching the movie, and then she's stuck in the basement with Alex, and then back to like sleeping with both of them. Where in the show, power outage, like Alex isn't even at home.
No, it's with Cole. And then when Alex and the family get home, Alex is like, why didn't Cole turn on the generator? Because he knows how to do that, but he like was fucking a conniving little
They're
D-bag and didn't
they're
turn it on.
both conniving.
No, they're
They're
so
both
conniving.
manipulative and calculated, and
That's the other thing that I wanted to say. Alex is way more calculated in the book. Like, he's some like innocent little boy in the TV series, but in the book, like when he kisses her in the hallway and his ex-girlfriend's right there, like he's a fucking douche.
yeah, brat.
And there's also a lot more emphasis on Cole's football career ending in the TV series rather than the book.
Yeah, I felt like they kind of brushed it over in the book. And
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
in the book, they're like, "Oh, he broke his leg.
Yeah.
It's healed now, but he didn't want to go back to football because he didn't think he would be the same."
Yeah.
Where in the show, he's like limping around the ranch. There are scenes of him limping or like trying to as like a, fake actor, whatever. I was like, what's going on here?
I'm actually dead. I'm actually dead. I died. I'm crying. I'm crying. It's so fucking funny. Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
he can't even play soccer with Parker because he's like,
his
he'll
legs
just stumble and
up.
fall. Right. Like,
Yet, okay, again, yet he's doing morning chores and like fixing his car. Like, it doesn't make sense. It's just like he's like, his leg's broken when he's playing sports, but everything else he's completely fine. Like,
right.
it makes no sense. He's like swimming and stuff. Like,
he's totally fine, and then he's like just walking around and all of a sudden done. Like,
I'm
he's
laughing
on the ground.
I'm laughing so hard because the acting is so bad, and then you're totally right. Like, it seems like there's this one shot in my head that I just remember. Cole, like, he's walking towards the horses, and like Jackie's looking at his back, and he's just like walking normal. It's like in his head, the actor's like, "Oh my god, like, I forgot my legs broken," and then just starts to limp. Why do I have that like seared into my memory? Like, it's actually so embarrassing. Oh my god.
Because that literally happened.
Yeah, literally. It's so bad. It's so bad.
He looks like he has a peg leg. That's how he like limps in the show. Like, no offense to Mr. Noah Long, but
he's a pirate in half the scenes and then completely normal in the other half. It's so fucking funny. I'm actually crying. Oh my god. Oh my god.
They also changed instead of going to the warehouse, they went to like someone's lake house.
Yeah, not the Walters.
Yeah, no, they're the poor ones, but they have rich friends apparently who have like a whole big lake house that's just unused
and stunning.
I like that scenery better than
dirty warehouse. Yeah, absolutely. Seems so much better. So as we mentioned, there's like some rando characters that they threw in, like Tara, the guidance counselor, and there's a whole plot line about her finding love with another teacher that was not in the book. And there's a lot of side character stories that don't get explored in the book that happen in the TV show. Like, Catherine is a vet. Will is a real estate agent, but it's not working out. So he like opens up the Lark after dark.
It's not working out because he's 21.
I know. And he's
buying a house from a 21-year-old.
I know. It's like you have no clientele. So he, Haley works at the Lark, which is owned by Skylar's dad. And they decide to do the Lark After Dark and like offer like food, wine, beer, and like music, and it's like a hit. The Walters are having money troubles, kind of explored in the book, but like not to the extent of the TV show. Nathan and Skylar kind of have like a thing. The nephews have like an absentee-ish dad that's not really explored too much in the book. And Erin, who's Cole's hookup, has like a tough relationship with her mom, who is the high school's track coach, which Jackie and Aaron are a part of. So there's just like random storylines, and this is going to be in my Wonder Whys, but like, it's just like, why are we exploring these when we already have 10 fucking kids? And also no one gives a fuck about any of these characters outside of Jackie, Cole, and Alex.
Yeah, some choices were definitely made. I don't feel like Catherine's vet job was at all necessary.
No.
It was actually very, very peculiar, in my opinion, that she had such like a one, a job that was so not set hours, and she was just like always having to leave the kids, but also like the storyline of her doing all these like things, some animal surgeries like for free and stuff, getting an award.
I forgot about that.
It was giving filler.
Yeah, absolutely. And like if it wasn't Sarah Rafferty, I would have like FF'd through all of those scenes.
Right, exactly.
So at the aforementioned lake house that you described, Jackie and Cole kiss and spin the bottle in the book, but in the TV show they play Truth or Dare. And I actually have to say, if I ever play Truth or Dare again, which, you know, since I'm 31, my time is probably past, but if it ever comes up, I'm implementing these new rules. So there are rules in the TV show where you can pick Truth or Dare, but if you pick Truth or Dare and you don't want to do it, you have to kiss the person on your left. And I was like, oh, that's such a good free pass, because
I was gonna say next friend group trip, but no. No, thank you.
That would cause so much drama. No, but like exactly, like it's like I'm the type of girl that wants to play Truth or Dare, but like wants to be able to veto whatever comes up. So yeah. And like yeah, I just think that's a good way of like where it's like the veto still has some, you know, stakes, some high stakes to it. But right. And then yeah, so you kiss the person to your left.
Not if you have a good seating chart.
Yeah, true. But then you switch spots with them. True. So then you would have to kiss another person if you opt out. Also, I would kill myself if I was on the left of someone and they're like, if they get their Truth or Dare, and then they're like, oh fuck, I really don't want to do this. Look at me. And then they're like, anyways, like, here's my truth. I'd be like,
they actually decide to answer because they're like, nah.
I would be like, okay, I'll just jump in the lake, like, and drown myself, like.
And Jesus for those of you who don't know, Torry would think about that for the next year and a half, and it would keep her up at night.
That would ruin my life, like it would Jackie's when Alex tells her that he was just using her. Like, yeah. And then, okay, the last big thing is that the whole Jackie leaving for the summer with Danny part doesn't happen at all. Jackie and Cole do kiss, but it's because Parker, in an earlier scene, breaks Jackie's teapot that was like a gift from her mom, and she thought it was broken and like in the trash, but Cole picks up the pieces and he glues them back together. She finds it in her belongings.
The little note, right?
With like, a note.
Ever so broken that it can't be fixed.
Yeah, which is something that they talked about when they were at the lake or like the falls in another scene, like about his leg being fixed or whatever. So she goes and finds him in his shed working on his car.
The shed, and they make out. This was the only good kiss of the show. I thought it was good. Yep. And I thought it was a little spicy. He kind of grabbed her neck at one point, a la Jeremiah and Belly. And I was like, okay. Oh. First of all, we're not going to mention that man in my opinion. We are Team Conrad through and through.
Yes, we are.
Alas, no, it was pretty good. I will say, the first part after they kiss and then she goes to leave and he like grabs her arm or wrist or whatever.
Yes.
I'm on the fence about that part being.
It's like non-consensual because it's like if a person is fleeing the scene,
it looked like a real grab.
Yeah,
like,
and it's like if a person's leaving, they want to leave. They don't want you to pull them back. Totally, but right. in the grand scheme of like love, it was I thought it was really good. No, agree. But good. He like yanked her. But yeah, it was like a little like I would say like a reference to like a hand necklace, and I was like, oh my god, like that's fucking PG. That's not even PG-13. That's rated R. like
no, that was the only part that was like I wanted that in every episode.
Me too. And we got none of that. Yeah.
But like we got even less in the book.
Yeah.
So I was like, finally something good. Let me just go rewatch that.
Yeah, me too. I was like, okay, fine. I'll go on TikTok and watch all of the edits. Like,
right.
Okay, let's get into our discussion and we can wrap up this episode. First off, because I know in the book it's like you're obviously going to be Team Cole because there's so little Team Alex. But in the TV series, are you Team Alex or are you Team Cole?
I'm still okay.
You're Team Jackie.
Yeah, honestly, very hard for me to pick a team here because it was like choosing between cringe and Hot Mess Express.
Yeah. Which one was which?
Look, straight up, Alex was the cringe.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
There were definitely some cringe parts about Cole as well, but it was giving more Hot Mess Express than cringe.
Yeah.
And look, for me, it comes down to one thing.
Mm-hmm.
Cole's the blonde.
Yes, stop. Okay.
And also doesn't make me feel predatory in a way because he looks older.
Because he looks our age.
Literally. Well, or like older at least.
Like, I remember watching The Summer I Turned Pretty.
Alex is good casting for like age-wise.
No, literally. I remember watching The Summer I Turned Pretty and immediately Googling Chris Briney's age and being like, oh, thank God. like so bad.
Me watching the new Hunger Games movie, like, Tom Blythe age.
Oh my God, Tom Blythe literally could ruin my fucking life and I would welcome it. Holy fuck, he is so hot. Oh my God, that man.
Curls or buzz cut?
Oh, both. Literally every haircut.
That's the right answer.
Yeah, every haircut in that movie did everything for me. That man is fine as fucking hell. Okay, anyways, I feel like I was actually rooting for Team Alex a lot of the TV.
Gosh.
I know. A lot of the TV series. But I will say that's because they gave all of the rom-com moments to this fucking loser. When in the book, they were all given to Team Cole. So there was like no way that you would root for Team Alex. So yeah, by the end, I came around to Team Cole. And I do think in general, I will always pick the person that pushes you out of your comfort zone, like Belly and Conrad, versus the comfort like Jeremiah.
Yeah, at the end of the day, I'm reading, watching, whatever, to live vicariously through these characters.
Absolutely.
So, no offense, but I can get boring at home.
Yeah. I want the ride 'em cowboy. Yeah, 100%. 100%. Okay, let's get into our internet investigation. Ed Glauser of the Kissing Booth series was the executive producer. That explains so fucking much about the cheesiness of this TV series. Fucking brutal.
It does. And you know what? Jacob Elordi probably doesn't like this series either.
Yeah. Jacob Elordi probably turned down the part of Cole, like when Netflix was knocking at his door. Yeah. Jesus Christ. It was filmed in Cochrane and Crossfield, Alberta from March to September 2022. And we are both Canadian girls. So it was like so fucking cool to see so much of Alberta. But
also don't go there.
Oh yeah. No. Yeah, like, unless you're going to Banff or going to Stampede, like really don't go there. But it was cool to see shots of Alberta, and it was really cool. I sent you this TikTok, but it was Jackie, Cole, and Alex talking about how much they really loved and appreciated filming there and how much they just like loved the mountains and the views and stuff. And I was like, oh, that's really sweet.
Okay, but I also saw a TikTok saying that that main Cole actor guy was actually playing hockey instead of football, so I did think of you.
Oh my God. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah.
He's a hockey boy.
Love a hockey boy. Okay, our Wonder Wise. First question, why are chic New York City girlies in movies always in a blazer and slacks when they're supposed to be cool? Yeah, why do old, I guess, costume designers or whatever think that if you're a teenager in New York and you're chic, that you should wear business casual, but like what, you know, like women in their 30s or 50s wear to work? Like,
because when I think of cool, I would think like fashion forward stuff, like, you know, we couldn't, like, your regular joke like probably couldn't like,
get
pull
it.
off. Like,
yeah,
these people are like,
it'd be like leather pants and like
just like hip, trendy,
made for your body, not just wearing like genderless slacks. like
right.
Like, yeah, and that's just not what happened. Like, she was wearing like sweater vests and like just so fucking weird. Okay, this is a literal unanswerable question. Is Cole hot? You think he's hot? I can tell by your fucking face.
No. Like, okay, in like the last scene,
yeah,
I don't hate it.
Yeah.
For some reason, the grease and the white tank top is okay.
Yeah, it is.
Other bits, I feel like, okay, when you have, I don't know why they gave him that hairstyle. When you have it like that, it like when it's unkempt, it's better. But it felt like they
Yes.
kept trying to like comb it,
Yes. Yes. Yes.
which is just like a no.
No,
And
why? Because it was probably like they would have to take the, do the same scene 6 times.
yeah,
And if it's messy, it would look different in each scene, so they couldn't like piece it together. So then they probably had to like slick it down
yeah. I
for
also feel like it
continuity.
was maybe like a not super great blonde dye job. Again, hair and makeup people, I'm not sure what was happening,
Yeah,
but I felt like it could have
probably
been done
budget.
better. Also, I don't know why he had to have the most barbaric sideburns
That is
known to mankind.
literally an unanswerable question. He was a cute boy, and then they like it looked like tape, fake
It was giving
mustache sideburns.
Wolverine.
Yes,
Like, and
yes.
that is a no-go for me. That is an ick times 1,000.
Oh, it was so gross. And I think again they're trying to like make him look like the older bad boy, but like
Right.
it was so embarrassing. Next question, it's kind of a part B to this question. Can we investigate why Danny is so uggo compared to Cole? Like he looked nothing like his twin brother. Like it was, and not that
Yeah,
Danny
they
is even
well,
ugly, but it's just like it was so weird. It was like a model next to like this shrimpy kid. Like I don't know. Is there any fraternal twins that look like that? Made
there
no
was
sense.
absolutely zero attempt throughout any of the brothers, not just Cole and Danny, to look even remotely
Alike,
related.
which pisses me off because again that's the crux of the fucking book, is that they all look similar, like the Cullens. So it's like everyone idolizes the blonde Abby like siblings, Walter
And
Boy siblings,
that's
like
cool if they wanted to make, if they find a whole bunch of brunette actors and want, like
yeah,
then make Cole brunette, make Alex like
yeah.
he was like redhead, right? Like more so than anything. Like
I don't know, in the
he definitely could have gone more brown in the show. I actually appreciated Danny's character more in the show than in the book. In the book, they made him sound like a recluse that he like creepy. Like he'd be watching his like late night murder shows in like the living room, and when Jackie would come down to get like a post midnight snack, he would like be hidden away somewhere, but he'd leave the TV on because he couldn't be seen by her. And then like eventually like worked up to like watching TV together. But I was like, that's fucking weird.
No, so fucking weird. And I want to say also, like, if I'm a girl and smart in this show, I'm going for Nathan or Danny. I guess
Well,
Nathan's queer. We don't really
yeah.
know, but it's like you're going for like Nathan and
And
Danny
also
like
a bit
walked her to
young.
class. Yeah, yeah, true, true, true.
But that they're building that the Aaron and Danny situation, I was like, I'm gonna get behind this because this seems healthy, this seems mature, this seems kind.
Yes, yes, there was a glimpse of Aaron and Danny getting together, and I was like, yes, girl, this is like who you should be going for. He's, yeah, smart, kind, thoughtful, like whatever. He's not some, and like good at school. Like Cole's flunking out of school, and like, yeah, so what, you're gonna,
Unattractive.
yeah, super unattractive. Okay, I already know the answer to this question, so maybe it's not very hard to answer, but could you kiss someone after they threw up in your face?
No.
I know.
Now I'm biased because like as someone with like hardcore emetophobia, like vomit in any capacity is like I need to remove myself from that situation. And like maybe like months after when I've kind of like put it out of my mind, maybe, but I'm talking like 3 months minimum. You can't just like go brush your teeth and it's forgotten.
Yeah.
Like,
I just like, oh God, it was so gross. And it was like a horror movie where you knew it was going to happen and then it just happened. But like, man, oh man, like I just couldn't get over that. I would think about that all the time.
the epitome of romance.
Yeah, I know. I know. Ugh, gnarly. Okay, let's move on to gripes and grumbles. Number one, cool sideburns. We talked about that.
Yeah.
Number,
Number one, and then a massive gap.
yeah, literally. Number two, when Cole and Jackie meet, Will goes, Cole, want to introduce yourself? And he goes, she'll figure it out. No one in real life would ever fucking say that. Like, that is fucking insane. she'll figure it out. Could you imagine if you like if I'm at work tomorrow and someone comes up to me and it's like, "Oh, do you want to introduce yourself to your new colleague?" And I'm like, "They'll figure it out."
Please, please do.
Like that's insane.
It's like someone trying to be cool, but it's actually like lame as hell.
Yeah, lame as hell. Another gripe. Cole pays for her lunch at the cafeteria and like is acting like that's a slick Rick move. Like, babe, you're at the cafeteria. Like, it's so cringy.
Babe, she has a private jet.
Yeah, she doesn't need your like mechanic money. Anyways,
I guess it's the thought that counts, but still.
It's the thought that counts, truly, but whatever. Haley and Will are 21 years old. They can't wait for their wedding. That even though they're having money troubles, Haley's parents won't chip in and Will's parents can't. So she like sells her wedding dress. It's like, wait, you're 21. Like, it'd be very easy to wait till 24.
And you probably should wait.
You should,
like,
and also you should.
In the like 10 episodes we saw, they broke up and then eventually they're like, let's go on a hike. Oh my God, I still love you. I wish I went on hikes like that. But sadly, that's the only reason why I would go on a hike.
Yeah, sadly, that's never happened to me before. There's a fundraiser in the show that doesn't happen in the books, and it's really slow at first, and then Cole decides to impress Jackie by auctioning himself off. It's actually so cringy because all the like old women are like the cougar women are like, Cole, like take my $400 so I can watch you like mow my lawn. Like, ladies, like fucking keep it in your pants. Like, he's 17.
I guess when it's a small town and there's nothing else to do, I guess they get tired of I don't know, cribbage or, or whatever. They need some male eye candy, but it's giving
predator.
It's giving inappropriate.
Yes.
That whole scene was very interesting because that was like another thing they added in the show was this whole storyline about this. It wasn't a keg. I don't know why keg comes to mind, but like that like big like wooden barrel
the apple cider cart
from the beginning of time of some war or something that they had to tap, and then Cole had to come fix at the event or something. And yeah, the whole apple cider thing was
so cringe.
Just give them beer.
Yeah, literally. Or like a spiked hot chocolate or something.
No. Hot cocoa is Belly's specialty.
Yeah, my bad. No, but Kay, also, in the power outage, Jackie makes him a Mexican hot chocolate. And he's like, oh my God, this is so spicy. She's like, I just put like a fucking dash of chili powder in it or whatever. Like, fucking, I bet
very Caucasian.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, but the Walter family eats the whitest, blandest fucking food I've ever seen. So I guess that's fair. We've already talked about this, but yeah, it's so annoying how they're like, Cole's leg is useless, but he like playing tackle football with fucking, I was gonna call her Peggy, with Parker. Like, it's so on and off that I just like, I don't know, the continuity is just not there. Will and Haley decide to go through with the wedding, and the Walter family is hosted on their property, and they're like, we don't have a wedding planner, nor can we pay for one. So actually, you know what? Jackie, you can be the wedding planner. You're 16. You've only lived here for like 2 months. You're suffering from like a huge trauma, but I think you should do unpaid labor.
The responsibility of this massive wedding. We're pinning all our hopes on you, Jackie.
Like, what the fuck? Oh, you added this into the outline, but this also got ripped apart on TikTok. Isaac and Lee are Latino, and Jackie and Uncle Richard are Mexican. Or at least I am making assumptions here, but I'm assuming they're Mexican with the Mexican hot chocolate. I don't actually even know if it's specified, but in one of the scenes, I think it's Thanksgiving, when Uncle Richard comes to visit, they speak in like one sentence of Spanish. But then there's a scene where Jackie's in her room and Isaac wants to check in on her, and he walks in and he's like, "Todo bien?" And she's like, "Todo bien," which is just like, everything all right.
It's like one of those things where they were like trying to be like inclusive and diverse and that kind of thing. But it was literally like the most basics. I think actors who don't speak Spanish normally, or some of them don't, I don't think anyways, but like the most basic Spanish that you didn't even need subtitles
Yes,
because
yeah,
it
because
was just
it's
like
inferred.
very anglicized. Is it anglicized the
Yeah,
right
like
word?
it's like,
Very like
and why would like it's like shoveled in or tacked on? Because it's like, why wouldn't they have spoken Spanish if they speak Spanish? Why wouldn't they have spoken Spanish this whole time together?
it's one of those things, like you said, it's just a little too
On
on
the
the
nose.
nose.
100%. I do feel bad for Jackie because she also plays a character she was in On My Block, which is another Netflix series that I watched, and people ripped her apart for her Spanish in that show. So I do feel really bad because people were ripping her apart for this too. But yeah, it just seemed a little too on the nose. Because, like, I feel like with Uncle Richard and Jackie, like, for example, they could have had, like, they would FaceTime each other. At the end of the conversation, they could have at least been like, okay, like te amo, adios, or like something like that to make it just like a
Right.
little bit more, like, I don't know.
Why not have the conversation in Spanish?
Yeah, like weave it in a little bit more than just them like throwing it in like one of the last episodes.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to Sequel Scoop, our last little segment of the show. It's already renewed for season 2, which is like no surprise. The show did really, really well. It was frequently on the Netflix top 10 list throughout December, and like it blew up on TikTok, and all the girlies are loving it. What they will cover in season 2, dunno, because Ali Novak has not decided to write a sequel in 10 years.
We love a good mystery.
Yeah, it'll be a mystery to us and to Ali. There has been tons of the summer I turned pretty comparisons we've made, you know, tons even just in this episode. But it's like LO fucking L, they fucking wish they could never.
Yeah. The comparisons are a reach.
It's a reach. Oh my god, like other than the love triangle, like what do they have in common? Like TSITV like actually had a budget. The author was involved. The storyline's more complex. Um, the dialogue is a lot better. It's just like they actually had good music.
It's a lot more grown up.
So much more grown
as
up.
well.
They did diversity, like, or they had a diverse cast, but it wasn't like fucking shoehorned in. It's just wild that people would say that, I guess. The Summer I Turned Pretty had good music. Like, they had literal Taylor Swift songs and Olivia Rodrigo songs and stuff like that. My Life with the Walter Boys had Cake by the Ocean by DNC.
Which is crazy when you know what that song is about.
Yeah, truly, truly. Truly fucking crazy.
It's like that's where they were trying to get spicy with it.
100%, which is just like so embarrassing. I guess like this is a good fix like for when you're missing The Summer I Turned Pretty, which we would watch together on Amazon
it's like
Prime.
The knockoff Walmart version.
Absolutely. Like, yeah, absolutely. It's more cheaper by the dozen than it is The Summer I Turned Pretty. Like, let's be fucking real here.
Yeah. I think it's just because the brother situation and the love triangle between that. Other than like them being brothers, it's like the concept, the characters, like everything
is different. And like
different.
The show My Life with the Walter Boys is like hijinks. Like it's like, oh, she threw up in Cole's face. Oh, it's dropped
goofy.
Like, yeah, she dropped the spaghetti on her sweater. Oops, she dyed her hair, like type of thing.
Which is, you know what's crazy?
What?
Even though My Life with the Walter Boys starts off with having her whole family dead,
yeah,
it's less emotional.
Than
like, the summer I Turned Pretty and having
Susanna die.
Yes,
100%. Yeah. It's just
like that's a focal point of season 2.
Totally, but it's fucking night and day. Like it's really it's comparing like I don't want to say real show because like this is a real show, but like it's compared to like something that would like could be nominated. I feel like for like an award and like a Hallmark Disney Channel movie. Like it's just it's so embarrassing.
Not to say I didn't enjoy both.
Same. Like, did I watch My Life with the Walter Boys in one day? Yeah.
Yeah.
Or 1 or 2 days. Like, I watched all 10 episodes. I think they're fucking 42-minute episodes. Like, I binged it, but
it's like
I won't think about it after this episode's done recording.
Yeah, same. I also binged it. I watched it in probably less than a day. And I would do the same for most of The Summer I Turned Pretty. However, am I still putting off the finale because Conrad's a fucking horrible anxiety scene? I don't want to put myself through that
Just wait, Jen. I haven't watched the finale either.
Stop.
I haven't watched it either because
Oh my God.
you were in like PEI at that time or something like that. And I was like, I'm not watching this alone. And then I never picked it up. Last bit of tea. We're unsure of season 2 content, but don't be afraid. Don't be nervous because Ali Novak's other series called The Heartbreakers is becoming a TV show on Netflix. So we already have more content, and that's about like a boy band, I believe, and they hired the like one of the managers or something from 5 Seconds of Summer to help with the production to make it like realistic. So I got high hopes for The Heartbreakers. Are you adding it to your TBR?
I'm just gonna have a quick Goodreads look at what it is about.
Oh my God. It's like the same cheese cover.
Oh, yep. The synopsis: when I first met Oliver Perry, I had no clue he was the lead singer for the Heartbreakers, and he had no idea that I was the only girl in the world who hated his music.
Fucking sign me up. Like, enemies to lovers? Like, for sure.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on my life with the Walter Boys before we lay this one to rest?
I don't think so. I think she was fun. She was cute at times.
Yep.
Not to be horny, but I think we can turn the page on her.
Yeah, I think we can too. Okay, Jen, this was super fun. Where can the listeners find you and anything else you want to plug?
Definitely find me on Goodreads so we can keep up with the next good romance books together.
Mm-hmm.
Actually just finished also some apparently super popular Rena Kent book that just came out. It was MM. It was Mafia. It was way less PG than this.
Oh, love. Sign me up. I'll link Jen's Goodreads in the episode show notes, and you can all bully her into reading, like finishing ACOTAR and reading the second one, where it gets actually good.
Yeah. It's on my TBR.
That's not good enough. Okay, Jen, thanks for coming on.
Thanks for having me, Torry.
And that's the story of my life with the Walter Boys. Thank you so much for listening, and thank you to Jen for joining me on today's show. If you enjoyed today's show, leaving a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or Spotify and subscribing really helps the show find new listeners and lets me know that I'm on track. You can also suggest a book, movie, or TV adaptation, or even leave a voicemail via the links in the episode show notes. I think that this is the coolest part of an indie podcast, especially only in episode 2, is if you're listening now, you can really like be part of the show and its direction. So again, if you have any suggestions on the format or something that you'd like me and a guest to cover, please let me know, and I'm super happy to do that for you. Our next episode is The Duke and I and Bridgerton Season 1. Until then, happy reading. For Ready to Be Romanced, I'm Torry. Goodbye.